Hey kids, you're about to listen to a comedy podcast. That means that none of this is medical advice. If you need medical advice or medical care, please contact your doctor.
Welcome to the Jock Doc podcast featuring Dr. London Smith, home of the all-new Jock Doc streaming service, where you can watch all of that crazy Jock Boy content that you little Jock Boys crave. Introducing your host, Dr. London Smith.
Hello, and welcome to the Jock Doc podcast, where we discuss fitness and health, and how to incorporate our modern understanding of science and medicine into our daily lives, but without it being so boring. I'm your host, drlondonsmith.com. I'd like to begin by apologizing to our listeners. We've received some feedback about the excessive amount of technical medical terms that I've been using, such as prostacyclin analogs and tumble dry, so I'll try to temper my terminology to a simpler one in the future. Here to help with that is our producer, Cameron.
Dr. London, I am so excited to announce another new show on our streaming service. If you didn't listen to last week, we are launching a brand new video streaming service. We have all the hot properties, all the hot celebrities, docuseries, dramas, comedies. It's all there. And Dr. London,
I'm pumped.
I'm pumped because this one's kind of special between me and Dr. London because we're actually in this.
Yeah, which you don't. It's one of these things where you don't want to force yourself in. You don't want to say well, I helped come up with it, or I'm a higher up. Let me force my way in. I don't want to pull a Trump and Home Alone situation, but we do want to do that.
We're in the mix. We have a fantastic new show, the Jock Doc Jamboree. It's a sketch show. We're coming for you, SNL. We're coming for you, Mad TV, if that's still on. I don't know. I think it went away and then came back again, but it might have gone away again. Dr. London and I are lucky enough to host the Daily Roundup is what we call it. It's sort of like on SNL, who are our enemies now.
Yes.
It's sort of like their weekend update. But that's the old model. That's the past.
And it's daily because, of course, news hits a lot faster than SNL can manage.
Yes.
And we are just better at it. So we get it every day. We come up with all the little riz and razzin for each sort of headline.
Yeah, and Dr. London, you want to play a clip from today's episode? We just finished recording it.
Yeah, it's get back in that mind space. Yeah.
All right, DJ Dylan, go ahead and play that clip. All right, welcome to the Jock Doc Jamboree Daily Roundup, where we cover the craziest and funniest and most serious news that's going on in the news. So, Dr. London.
Yeah, let me look up a headline or something. Were we supposed to do that beforehand, or are we supposed to do it now?
I think you can just sort of say it, right?
Yeah. Okay. So
today, President Biden today said that peanut butter sandwiches are the devil's food. I'm sorry. I mean, look, I'm sorry, but who elected this guy again?
It was the people. Whenever everyone voted in the election. Now, some people allege that it was stolen, but then so far there's not really been a lot of corroboration for that claim.
Okay.
If that answers your question.
Oh, so he was democratically chosen.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess that answers that. Why he has the right to speak strongly about the sandwiches. It's not like he's banning them. He's just saying that peanut butter sandwiches are kind of beneath him and they're gross. I think that's crossing sort of a line, but anyways, Shaquille O'Neal shares reason for his hospitalization. Let me guess. He bumped his noggin on the roof of the Sistine Chapel. He's a tall man.
Yeah. So you didn't read about it's pretty bad for his family.
Oh no, why?
Because he's a member of the family and they're concerned about his health.
Oh no.
So we actually if we could just be a little bit more sensitive for his situation. I don't want to punch down. I get that it'd be punching up because he's so tall, but I don't want to punch down. Do you see what I mean?
Two teens killed in sledding accident. Wow,
that was great. I'm so excited for the daily
Daily Roundup.
The Daily Roundup. You can tell the writing staff works really hard on that.
Yes, we have the best writers in the world, Dr. London. And of course, there's sketches and stuff in the show, too. But we'll save that for another time.
All right.
The following is a sponsored advertisement.
All right, we're pretty excited. The Jock Doc podcast is now sponsored by Caldera Lab. You can say goodbye to all the generic face washes and lotions and whatever goo they have at your local pharmacy. We have this new product that's backed by a clinical trial where 9 out of 10 men experienced healthier and visibly improved skin. Caldera Lab has the tools to unlock all that best first impression and confidence. Today, we have an exclusive offer for our audience, so you can try for yourself. Just use code JOCKDOC at calderalab.com for 20% off their best products.
Dr. London, we've both been using this product. I can tell just looking at your face. You look years younger than you used to.
Thank you. Yeah, I've been pretty faithful with it. I'm excited. I used to have these dry skin flakes on my forehead and like between my eyebrows, and yeah, that's all cleared up like within a day.
You can see some wrinkles, sort of wrinkles coming in, and the various other faults of your face.
It doesn't completely undo, but yeah, it's been helping a lot with. I've also only been trying it for a few days now, so bear with me.
And Dr. London, I've been trying it with great results so far. I think so far I look a year younger. I'm a 33-year-old man. I think easily if you said, "Hey, how old is this man?" someone might say 32. But my goal is to get down younger.
Right. Is this about your recent job?
This is about my recent job. I've been running this lemonade stand for a while, and unfortunately, people don't want to buy lemonade on the street from a grown man. But I'm thinking, Dr. London, if I can use enough of this face cream to eventually get young enough where I look like, I don't know, like a third grader or something, I think that will really help the lemonade stand.
Yeah, that sounds great. Like, it is usually the job of a child.
Oh, but in these days with the gig economy, everyone's doing it.
So Caldera Lab creates high-performance men's skincare products by combining pharmaceutical-grade science along with nature's purest and most potent ingredients. Part of their skincare regimen is the Regimen Bundle. It's a twice-a-day routine to transform your skin. I've been using it. Inside the bundle, you'll find the Clean Slate and the Base Layer and the Good. So the Clean Slate, it's just a cleanser for your skin. It kind of leaves you balanced. And then you have the Base Layer, and that's the one that it's a nutrient-dense fortifying moisturizer. It hydrates your skin. And then you have the Good, which is my favorite. It's a clinically proven multifunctional serum, and it helps your skin to look tighter and smoother. Once again, it helps to reduce the visibility of wrinkles and fine lines.
I've got a confession that my age isn't the only problem with the lemonade stand. We sort of had to pivot. We ran out of lemonade. And, stocking at grocery stores and stuff these days, it's hard to find like lemons and stuff and sometimes, but it's really easy to find potatoes. So we've pivoted to potato juice, which so far has been harder to sell than lemonade. I was getting 0 sales with the lemonade, but people scurry quicker away when potato juice is brought up.
I feel like the kid across the street who's been selling lemonade might be, because you do see the customers exchanging money over there,
yeah,
right?
That's why I'm thinking if I can de-age myself enough, Dr. London, with Caldera Labs, like, awesome products, then maybe, just maybe, I could have a winning edge.
Right. Well, and on that subject, you can also take your skin to the next level with the Icon. It's a rejuvenating eye serum, and it's here to address the 3 most common problems with skin around the eye. It's fine lines, dark circles, and puffiness. I know I sometimes have the dark circles, so it's a great product to get your eyes looking good. And I feel like especially you, because you lose so much sleep over your business issues that you do.
Oh, Dr. London, I am underwater in debt here.
Caldera Lab is on a mission to better men's skincare around the world. They have clean ingredients. They do right by their customers. And Caldera Lab is a certified B Corporation as well as a member of the 1% for the planet. And we're just excited to be part of it. And hopefully Cameron will be able to de-age himself to the point that he is accepted as a potato juice salesman.
I'm just getting word from DJ Dylan. Okay, they're out of potatoes.
Okay,
He's saying pivot to mustard? ? We're going to figure this out.
Okay, we'll get 20% off with our code JockDoc at calderalab.com. That's 20% off at calderalab.com by using code JockDoc. Unlock your youthful glow and be ready for summer with Caldera Lab.
That was a sponsored advertisement.
So that was our producer Cameron, and as he mentioned, we also have Digital in the House. And later, Cameron tells him that we can expect a special guest.
Yes.
For a long time, our listener demographic was primarily composed of people who much prefer the live-action adaptations to the original version of animated children's movies from decades ago. They won't ever watch the original versions again. But in our efforts to cater to those people, we found that we were neglecting the many bot accounts that download our podcast. So, yeah, Cameron, could you ask the electric piano keyboard for the listener feedback?
Sure. Dear hosts of the Jock Doc podcast, I listen to your podcast sometimes, and I wanted to write you and give you some feedback. I think you are both kind of funny and smart, but you could do better. Sometimes your comedy is lame and your medical advice is wrong. I don't really care about your segments on human anatomy, physiology, and psychology. They are boring and confusing. I also don't like some of your guests who are annoying and weird. You have a weird relationship with them and you create awkward situations. I listen to your new episodes every week and I hope you improve them. You are not my favorite podcast and I don't tell anyone about you. Thank you for trying.
Wow, that was really encouraging.
Wow, they listen every week?
And they think we can do better? Like that we've never heard that before.
Yeah, I would say I agree with that. The sky is the limit with us.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, the sky isn't even the limit because we go beyond the sky.
Yeah.
Why set the limit at the sky when man has walked on the moon?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, I guess once you're to the moon, then the sky becomes a different issue from there.
Getting back.
Yeah. So maybe that's what they're referring to. So, but
okay.
Yeah.
The comment about you have a weird relationship with your guests. Yeah. That's because of the sexual tension. Every single guest we've ever had has a major crush on Dr. London and I. And yeah, it's palpable in the room, and that's what you're hearing on the show.
All right. So to that listener, thank you for listening to every episode. That's great. Now for today's medical topic, Pseudotumor Cerebri. Also known as idiopathic intracranial hypertension, Pseudotumor Cerebri literally means false brain tumor. And it's most likely due to high pressure within the skull caused by either the buildup or poor absorption of cerebrospinal fluid. So it's just high pressure in your brain. Pseudotumor cerebri is associated with obesity, venous sinus thrombosis, oral contraceptives, and vitamin A toxicity. And as the name implies, Pseudotumor cerebri mimics a brain tumor by presenting with nausea, vomiting, and visual disturbance. On physical exam, patients with Pseudotumor cerebri may show papilledema with diplopia, which is double vision, from palsy of the sixth cranial nerve, which is the abducens nerve.
I do just want to say, okay, just because you're throwing up, just because you feel nauseous, just because you're seeing double, before you run to the ER, ask yourself, have I just slammed like 30 White Claws?
Okay, because you've had...
Because I got to tell you, once I get I would say White Claw 22 is when I start seeing 1.5, not quite double.
So, okay. I guess that is another potential thing. You could be nauseated, vomiting from drinking too much. So that is on the list of things that you would rule out. Normally you can kind of pick up on drunken behavior in a patient, but something to watch out for sure. To diagnose pseudotumor cerebri, CT, MRI, those must be used to exclude an intracranial mass lesion, and lumbar puncture has to show increased pressure. So there has to be no tumor in there, and also the lumbar puncture would show the pressure increased. That's.
And you might be thinking, well, okay, I don't drink 30 White Claws. I just had 17 Moscow Mules. Again, tolerance is different for everyone. I could down 17 Moscow Mules without an issue, but that might not be true for you. Right,
yeah. And also how quickly it enters the bloodstream, depending on how the drink is mixed and everything. Yeah, that is all a factor.
I had 19 lemon drops. I had seven of those really big Guinness cans.
Yeah.
The 40s.
Yeah. So treatment for pseudotumor cerebri includes acetazolamide to decrease the production of cerebrospinal fluid. Other treatments may include weight loss, steroids, repeat lumbar puncture, though this obviously needs to be considered carefully because you don't want to risk brain herniation, which can be done if you decrease the pressure too fast. And if there's no response to those treatments, ventriculoperitoneal shunt may be placed, once again, to decrease the amount of fluid in there, and because that'll decrease the pressure.
Now, if you're feeling like this after 30, 40 Bloody Marys, then you should be concerned because Bloody Marys are healthy for you, and so you should be feeling good no matter how many you have.
Okay, well, we can move on from there, but for now at least. All right, Cameron, you said that we have a guest today. Is that right?
That's right, Dr. London.
Okay. Well, hello there. My name is drlondonsmith.com. This is our producer, Cameron. What was your name?
Hi, I'm Jeromb Hershnell.
Jeromb Hershnell. I'm sorry, I want to make sure I'm saying
it's
right.
the B's not silent. Jeromb. You want to hit I hit the B at the end. It's just one of those little pronunciation differences depending on family, culture.
Right. Okay.
Is that a family name? Like it's your first name, right?
It's a first name, but it's a tradition. It's tradition for the third child of every third child. It's a whole thing, it's a whole thing from my grandfather instituted it.
Oh, wow.
My grandfather, Jeromb. So.
And he instituted it. So I'm sorry, we are saying tooted every time we say it like that. So I do feel a little bit.
Wow. You're a doctor, right?
Well,
not comfortable with tooted? Is that a different branch of medicine, perhaps?
I guess I don't use the word tooted in past tense in that way. Anyway, so what brings you here today?
I appreciate you having me on. I'm a freelance consultant. I consult in the field of iced cream. Iced cream consulting is my bag.
Have you worked with the big dogs? You worked with Ben and Jerry's and Bluebell and whatnot?
Bluebell Regional. That's a good expertise on the ice cream there for a non-iced cream professional.
Yeah, definitely knew that it was regional and not that I live in the region and am now learning that it's regional.
Well, isn't it only Texas? Texas, I believe. Must be where you're at, I guess. Louisiana.
Impossible to know, truly. What does your job entail? Like, what is a normal day for a freelance ice cream consultant?
Oh, it's a roller coaster ride. I'll tell you.
It sounds like don't ask, but
it's not a field. Oh, I'll tell you all about it. It's not a field for the faint of heart or the fake tumor of heart. To tie in with your lesson today.
Thank you. That's very good tie-in.
I go around. I don't know if we're dropping brand names on here or not. Let's just say I consult to some of the big chains. There's just let's say there's one that has to do with frozen milk products and a name of royalty. You know what I'm saying? Initials rhyme with QD, except switch them. If you know what I mean. A wink, wink.
Is that Bluebell? Is that
Dennis Quaid?
It's pretty good. But Dennis Quaid ice cream not open yet. That's a very boutique location in Las Vegas. I'm talking about the Dairy Queen. You can bleep that if you want. You can bleep that. Do a lot of consulting for them. Some of the policies around their iced cream management is cost them. I mean, tons. You need a consultant to come in. Take, for example,
what do you like? What do they get from you? You come in and you do what?
Well, you got to assess not just the ice cream quality, but also the delivery system, the policies. Are you aware that when you order a Blizzard at the DQ, they're supposed to turn it upside down,
right? Sure.
In front of you. They got to turn it upside down, and theoretically, like the company policy as well as state law in some areas says that if they don't do that, you get it for free. Right.
Yes, it's just the Chick-fil-A my pleasure rule, where if they don't say that, and if you're enough of an asshole to be like, you fucked up your job, you did it wrong, then you get your
and they are
your item
people
free.
Are. I'm not familiar with that chain, but so the Dairy Queen policy of the upside down Blizzard has cost thousands and thousands of dollars. See, first of all, you got to get it if you don't make a complete 180 degree rotation, then 179 won't cut it. Legally you still are entitled.
That.
Oh,
especially with cell phones these days. I mean, you could probably just double check that and be like, "Ooh, that's not a full flip."
I'll tell you what really gets you is the TikTok life hack people. They've got this life hack. You've probably seen it if you're on TikTok. It's a hashtag grab and go, where what'll happen is before the employee even has the chance, they'll open the drive-in window. They start to hold out the Blizzard. People just lunge through their window, grab that Blizzard, and they just slam on the gas. Free Blizzard. You get a free Blizzard. They didn't turn it over. You got it in your hands before they turned it over. They just peel out.
I was going to say, I have a similar method. See, for me, whenever
or you grab and go.
Well, when they start to tip it, I am so scared of losing it that I pounce and I tackle them usually, and I just try to save it. So
that's the one thing is if you do touch the person, other than a finger brush. Well, finger brush is allowed under state law, but it is assault. So you got to be careful. That's the one way the Dairy Queen can recoup the cost of that Blizzard is the costly trial of assault.
If you're fast enough, though, at getting away. Oh no, because I do come back to pay for sure.
It also depends if you order assaulted caramel, then that's double. That's double right there. The charges.
Oh, okay.
If you assault them and order assaulted caramel.
Well, because if salt gets in your eye, that's a weapon.
I never, that's a little outside my purview
with
salt. Ice cream. You know what? That's a great point. I'm writing that down. But no, the DQ, what you got to do is, so I come in and consult. I'll tell these employees, you got to do the lean back. We call it the lean back move. You open, and as you turn, you lean back so that hand goes whoosh. It's approximately 74% of the customers will do that. And they drive off because they know that they no legal rights to that Blizzard anymore. The DQ's got to relinquish.
Yeah, that's a terrible business model if that's 3/4 of your customers.
Oh, that's really bad. And they'll abandon burgers, onion rings if those haven't come out yet, fries. Chicken strips not as much, but yeah, basically they'll abandon almost anything else just to get that free Blizzy.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing people don't know about DQ, but they're supposed to flip everything over. So that burger, flip it over. that little thing of fries, flip it over.
Well, the flipping starts on the grill there. That's the thing. You can count that with the patty.
Yeah, but
if I actually remove the patty,
I don't believe
then
them,
did it happen?
And the amount of tackling.
Well, if it's pink on one side, you got to be careful. Yeah, you got to be careful of that.
I see a guy flipping a burger. I get so scared that it's gonna fall out. I tackle the guy.
I got to go out to eat with you sometime. I want to see this play out.
See, I lunge at the mouth first, so that way I catch it and just right to the gut.
Which is also how you've entered into so many romantic relationships with the employees there, because
so it's real dicey with consent here, is what I'm hearing. This very, very risky behavior.
It's a store policy.
Everyone's on board.
But
I know them all pretty well by this point.
They like you because you're a rebel. Princess.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I walk in there with my leather jacket.
He's a rascal. Yeah.
I leave my ice cream castle, walk in with my leather jacket, smoking a cig. listening to hard rock.
So that's another thing. They don't like open flame by the iced cream. Not only state law against smoking in public, I don't really necessarily care about that, but you got the open flames near the iced cream. Wow. So, it's beyond my understanding as a simple guy. I don't want to yo anyone's fro. So, I'm not going to judge.
Well, and you have to understand how impressed.
You should probably hate froyo, right?
Well, it's a untapped part of the industry. A lot of consultants won't touch it, and I don't tend to touch it because that's not sanitary. But I do work with it's ice cream adjacent.
So, Jeromb, is all of your consulting
Jeromba? You said a really weird camera.
Jeromba is your consulting entirely like operational based? Is anything like, I don't know? I was expecting, when I heard freelance ice cream consultant, like a person who tries out the flavors and is like, this is good, this is bad, I have an idea for a flavor.
Well, I started out as a flavor of the day guy in a lot of the fast casual eating establishments where they'll have the flavor of the day, and you got to kind of try to mix that up. You got caramel turtle, you've got mint choco double chalk. We got to be careful. Employees will put chalk in there if you don't specify it's short for chocolate. So these are the things that touches on the operational. With a private citizen, a civilian, as we call them in the industry, what I'll do is I do some consultation on how to pair. If you say you're making a fancy dinner, maybe for a romantic partner or a dinner party, how do you pair your meal with a perfect flavor?
You're sort of sommelier for the dessert.
Yeah, right. Well, only when it's wine flavored ice cream, but yes, right, exactly. Would you? Well, I'll give you an example. Throw out some food. What would you? And I'll pair the ice cream with. It's perfect. You'll see what I mean.
Yeah, I'd say apple core sandwich.
No, apple core sandwich. That's a chocolate, I'd say.
Oh,
just a straight up chocolate on that one.
What if it was on an Italian bread?
I throw a little chocolate sauce on top of it. Chocolate sauce. A little much for some people, but that's going to be your best bet.
And then if the apple cores were on a brioche bun,
oof, that's back to chocolate, back to regular chocolate. Downgrade, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Don't want to get too complicated there. Dr. London, do you want to throw out some ideas?
Yeah, banana peel.
Let's see. You guys mostly garbage that we're seeing here. Well, banana peel, you could go banana ice cream. It's a little on the nose. But what I go with is Georgia peach.
Oh, what about fish skeleton?
Fish skeleton, fish food, Ben and Jerry's.
Oh, nice. Like the band.
On the nose, but that one counts. That one has to be.
But what if I hate jam bands?
You hate jam bands?
Yeah.
Oh, then you're eating vanilla.
Oh,
plain vanilla. But just drown your sorrows.
What about peanut shells?
Well, that's a mix-in though too. Some parts of the country they put that on the froyo stand. So you got to be careful with that.
Oh,
if you get that,
so that one it would become part of the dessert.
Elephant flavor, anything gray. They don't often have elephant flavored froyo. Not usually. They're not very very bold in the froyo world. It's kind of the timid end of the pool.
What about 100-year-old egg? Like the Chinese egg that they bury for like a year.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That was a challenge. Never heard that one before. I'd say it's got to be something caramel heavy. You got to get something caramel heavy. Not just added. It's got to have it woven in there like a turtle or some kind of caramel.
I'm kind of getting inspired to start our own Jock Doc ice cream parlor. This sounds like an amazing idea.
Favorite flavor, let's say. Favorite flavor on 3. 1, 2, 3, go.
The 100-year-old egg.
Incorrect. Sorry.
To which of us?
Both. Unfortunately, both wrong. So with Doc London, your favorite, let me get a good look at you here, size you up. Your favorite is honeycomb and lavender. It looked like a honeycomb lavender kind of guy. And Cameron, rum raisin.
Soapy bees. Ooh, well, dude, sometimes I'll have like 30 like rum raisins. I start seeing double. It's crazy.
All right. Well, we have some chores to do, and all
right. I'm happy to help. Happy to help however I can.
Yeah, let me explain what Dr. London is talking about. Dr. London and I have been neglecting all of the things on our to-do list, and so we created this fun chore wheel that every week we spin, and whatever task it lands on, that is what we have to do. And Jeromb, would you be a fantastic guest and just give that wheel a big old spin?
No, I'll do it. I'll do it.
We have to detail all the brand new trends in exercise. The mayor is tired of all of the exercises that he's been stuck doing for years. Oh, I have to run. Oh, I have to lift weights. And so he has tasked us with inventing a bunch of new exercises that have never been done before.
So I'm used to exercising patience a lot, and I'd like to try exercising impatience. So just like...
Elaborate.
As a doctor, what do you mean by patience?
Yeah. Okay. Fair question here. So, when someone does something to really make me mad, instead of holding back, which is an exercise that I do, I hold back my rage.
Repression and just stuff it down, never talk about it.
Right.
Gotcha.
Instead of that, what if I just wail on them? It doesn't have to be like a patient in the clinic. It can be anyone on the street. It could be someone who tips over my Slurpee or whatever. Someone.
Let's role play this for a second.
It's great to get your threshold for what requires violence. By the way, it's really good to hear.
I just want to be able to picture this. So we're gonna role play this for a second. I'm walking by your house.
Okay, that guy's walking by my house. Okay, so it says don't walk here.
Is that enough right there? Just someone walking by your house to warrant an attack?
It depends a little bit on that response. Do you want to role play the rest of that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Hey, do you see the sign that says don't walk here?
I'm going to shoot you. I'm going to shoot you with a gun.
Okay. Okay.
Hey, do you guys know where the post office is?
Okay. I hate these questions. Okay. Go.
I'm new in town. Do you know an ice cream factory with a good tour?
Don't you dare talk back to me. And scene. Okay.
Wow.
So, it's just those kind of annoying questions.
I was a passerby across the street. I don't know if I didn't clear that way.
Yeah, seemed about right.
You were across the street, but I got to you fast and I just took care of the issue. So that was an exercise in impatience. All right. I think that will really help out the mayor, and hopefully he won't have to exercise patience. Anyway, thank you once again to Jeromb. Do you have anything to shout out, anything to promote? I know obviously your ice cream stuff, but anything else that you're a fan of?
Well, it's such a stressful industry I'm in, so I like to cruise any kind of health related podcasts, anything that's about that. This one, and really I've only found one other, especially mental health related. There's really only one podcast I know of that has mental health, which is The Broken Brain, which you can find wherever you can find podcasts, and really, really interesting stuff there. They're talking about pop culture and treatment, recovery, and healing, which is, boy, with the trauma of a hard day of ice cream consulting, you gotta unwind somehow.
And I refuse to imagine. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So
you're not going to attack me, are you? You just took a turn there.
I would suggest speeding out of the studio quickly.
These questions.
Your fists are clenched in rage right now.
Okay. So thank you again, Jeromb Hershnell. Thank you to our producer Cameron.
Jeromb.
Thank you to
Calm down, boy.
Thank you to our producer Cameron.
Whoa, it's okay. Shush.
Thank you to Digital in the house.
The Dairy Queen, some of the policies around their ice cream management. Are you aware that when you order a Blizzard at the DQ, they're supposed to turn it upside down in front of you? You know, they got to turn it upside down, and theoretically, like the company policy as well as state law in some areas says that if they don't do that, you get it for free. Yeah, the Dairy Queen policy of the upside down Blizzard has cost thousands and thousands of dollars. See, there's First of all, you got to get it a complete. If you don't make a complete 180-degree rotation, then 179 won't cut it. Legally, you still are entitled. Oh, you know. I'll tell you what really gets you is the TikTok life hack people. They've got this life hack. You've probably seen it if you're on TikTok. It's a hashtag grab and go, where what'll happen is before the employee even has the chance, open the drive-in window, they start to hold out the blizzard. People just lunge through their window, grab that blizzard, and they just slam on the gas. Free blizzard. You get a free blizzard. They didn't turn it over. You got it in your hands before they turn it over. Just peel out.